Hey, Dana here, Dana Michelle Healing. Bear with me. I'm trying to figure out the best way to show my tarot and oracle process without having to move the camera around. And I don't have much to work with. I'm working with a selfie stick right now. So we're going to try it this way this time, and hopefully the video ends up good. So before we start today, I just want to say a few things that came to me this morning, which are your angels, guides, and ancestors want to communicate with you. They're waiting to communicate with you. That's why it's so important for me to get this message across that anybody can learn to read tarot or oracle cards intuitively if you're interested in it. If you want to read tarot or oracle cards, they're there for you to learn to trust yourself in receiving the messages and guidance that you're receiving. They're there for confirmation that you're receiving things accurately, and they're there as a support system for communicating with spirit. Most importantly, though, you need to trust yourself, trust your intuition, and trust the messages that you're receiving. Today, we're going to read with oracle cards, and I'm going to show you an example of how I read oracle cards intuitively. So I'm working with the Mystical Journey Oracle. It's just one of my decks, and I have my notebook here, and this is how I start my process. Every day after I'm done with my calling in, my affirmations, my yoga, etc., I take out my notebook, I write the date down. Today is the 6th because I'm recording this a few days early. And then I write whatever needs to be written down, whatever I feel needs to be written down from my meditations, etc., which I did earlier this morning, so I'm going to skip that part. But then I write down the name of the deck I'm using. That's just in case I want to go back to it later and look at the cards again from a different mindset. Like if I'm looking back at something that happened that came up in life and I want to see if I could have received something further from the images on that card. I want to know what deck I was using that day, and I want to know what cards I was using that day. So I'm going to write down all right, Mystical Journey Oracle. Yes, I have a kind of sloppy writing. So then if I want to come up with a question, I might write my question down. Let me think about that for a minute. Do I have any questions that I want to focus on right now? Honestly, right now I'm thinking about the creation of a website to kind of pair with my YouTube channel that I've been working on. So I want to ask about any guidance for my website. All right, so I wrote my question down. I'm going to shuffle my cards and we're going to see what comes up. Nothing came up. Nothing turned right side up. A few cards flew at me, but I just intuitively, it didn't feel right. Didn't feel like that was the message. I prefer it when a card flips up at me. So I'm gonna keep going with that for now. And sometimes if you're just not feeling it, then it might mean that you're not ready to receive that message yet, which could be the case here with me right now. We might have to skip this question and just move to something else. It might not be time for that yet, but I'm going to give it one more try and we'll see what happens. All right, one fell on the ground, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up, and I'm gonna place it here. And let me just make sure that this is in the screen. Yeah, that looks good. As you can see from this card right here, it is the Healing Hands card, and it just has two hands that are conjoined like that. And for me, I'm reading that as a partnership. So I'm gonna write down my card. I like to write down the numbers too because I'm a number person. I like to see those patterns. Or I like to notice those patterns in things. And sometimes writing it down helps me to see it more clearly. So I'm seeing how one of these hands can be my YouTube channel and the other hand can be my website, and how they go hand in hand with one another. Let's see if we get anything else. That might be the entire message for right now, which honestly makes me feel pretty uplifted in the whole entire process, because the idea for a website came long before the courage that it's taken me to start a YouTube channel. I'm much more confident in writing than I am in being on camera and with those kinds of words. So, or being on camera and like vocally and not having a script and all of that, it's so much easier for me to write than it is to speak. Let's see. The next card that came up is the card that says self-realization. So I'm gonna write that down. That's card number 15. What I like about these two cards right off the bat is that this card's number is 6 and this card's number is 15. 5 and 1 is 6. So that's like that pattern that I was talking about that I like to see and notice with numbers. It just gives me that little extra push, like, hey, I'm getting this. I'm accurate. I'm trusting the messages that are coming through to me. Whenever you ask your angels, guides, ancestors for that extra little nod, the extra little nudge, number sequences, that might be a way that it comes through. You will, if you ask, you will get what you need from them. They are there to support us. They are there to help us. They are there to guide us along this path of life. All right, so what am I seeing in this card? This is a really busy card, so give me a moment just to focus on it. The first thing that I notice about this card is, let me maybe zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna zoom in on it. Still moving things a little bit, but I just wanted to get in closer. So I see this person here who is kind of lit up like they're on a screen, which reminds me of being focused in on my YouTube channel and having my face be a part of this process of conveying the messages I'm receiving from Spirit out into the public world, like my face is in a public space. And then there's so much background and so much details that go into that. And this is all the details. And this is all the work that happens behind this face that comes up. And I'm really feeling right now like this is a sign, or this is a message for me that YouTube will be my focal point, but I still need somewhere to place everything else. I have lots of information that I want to share. I see all these things in the background as information that I want to share, information that I have within me, information that I have coming from Spirit, from divine inspiration, and I need somewhere to put all that information, to file all that information, to have a collection of all that information. And so really a website will support my ability to have a space where I collect all my spiritual information. So later maybe I can come back and make videos about it, or it'll just be kind of like a library where I can collect all of my ideas and information that I'm receiving from Spirit, all the messages that I want to convey about this, the process of connecting with Spirit, etc., etc. So I'm just going to take a few notes to myself about that. When I started writing down, sometimes I receive more information while I'm writing it down. And so I heard the word catalog, like I'm cataloging things through having a place to store that information, kind of like what I said before. So that just kind of confirms that card for me. I think that might be the end of the messages, but I'm honestly going to shuffle one more time just to see if something else comes up. And this might be related to this scenario. It might just be a message that I need to receive from Spirit right now. So I'll go ahead and shuffle. I did not get anything. I didn't get anything, and I always want to get more messages from Spirit, so I'm actually not going to force it right now because I feel pretty confident in what I received here with my website and my YouTube channel working together, and how one's kind of going to be the full focus of what I'm doing, and the other is kind of gonna sit in the background to support, to be a place where I organize thoughts and ideas, and maybe do a sidebar here and there, little extra details that I might not have gotten to. Maybe I'll look back at my videos and share something that comes to me, something that I'm inspired to share. So I feel pretty confident about starting that whole entire journey, that whole entire process. And as I say journey, I see this little figure here working her way on the journey of starting the website. So that's really exciting for me. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end it for today. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to trust yourself and trust the messages that you are receiving from Spirit. Anyone can do this work. And I'm not downplaying how amazing and awesome so many psychic and intuitive people are who do this for a living. Go see psychics, go see mediums, go see spiritual people, because that is how you learn and that is how you get better. But if you want to be connected on a daily basis, you can do that too, and you can go to those other people for confirmation. If you're feeling like you're uncertain of your own gifts and abilities, go reach out for confirmation from other people who have these skills. We're here to build a community and to support one another, and the spirit world really, really wants to be part of that community. So I'm happy to be here teaching what I know about reading intuitively, and I am so grateful that you tuned in and listened to this today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.